Dr. Gata, what is COVID-19?
Eric, that's a great question. COVID-19 is simply a newly identified respiratory virus that's a member of the coronavirus family. Coronaviruses have been around for a really long time.
And how does it differ from influenza?
They're both respiratory viruses, but the issue with COVID-19 is that it has a potential to be more serious or have a higher mortality rate in a larger percentage of people.
All right, if you watch the news today, there's certainly a lot of widespread panic. Should we be concerned or nervous about what's happening?
Well, being panicked and being concerned are two different things. We are concerned because there are parts of the population that are more susceptible to this disease, like those with comorbidities, like coronary artery disease, diabetes, the elderly. But it certainly doesn't mean we should panic, because the statistics as of right now show that the majority of people, more than 81% of people, will have nothing more than very mild symptoms from this illness, and they're going to be just fine.
What can we do to protect ourselves and make sure we stay safe?
Well, there are a number of things that you can absolutely do. The public health policies that are being put into place are critical because we want to contain the spread of the virus. Then the other things, the hand washing procedures, and making sure that you don't expose yourself into high-risk areas where other people who may be infected, that would also be a great move. Beyond that, we want to make sure that we have adequate sleep. We want to make sure that our immune system is functioning properly and that we lower stress levels.
Could you expand on some of the specifics that you had mentioned?
Sure, absolutely. Well, first we mentioned that we must have adequate restorative sleep. During restorative sleep, that's when your body truly begins to heal itself and the immune system repairs itself. So we want to focus on making sure that we implement things like adequate sleep hygiene. That means that the room is dark, there's no light, that it's the right temperature, and you're comfortable so that you can enjoy a good night's sleep. If there are any psychological issues that are preventing sleep, then they need to be addressed as well. The other thing we mentioned was stress reduction. Stress, as we all know, is very harmful for the body, and it can suppress the immune system's function. So in my clinic, we typically recommend something that Herbert Benson coined the relaxation response. And that could be anything. That could be a sitting meditation, could be guided imagery, visualization, or if you have trouble sitting still, you can simply try something like Tai Chi or Qigong, because repetitive movements and those arts will also induce a relaxation type of response and lower the body's overall stress level and move you out of that fight or flight state into more of rest and restore. The other thing that we mentioned were your nutrition or your nutritional elements, and they would be, for example, like your micronutrients, making sure that we have sufficient levels of vitamin C, vitamin D, zinc, selenium, vitamin A. So if we have the elements that the body needs, it will tend to do its job pretty well. In fact, in 2017, the British Medical Journal published a great meta-analysis on the positive impact of vitamin D on respiratory illness in those people that were deficient. So we have a lot of good data that's mounting to guide our decision making. And with regards to macronutrients, we know that adequate protein is essential for a properly functioning immune system as well. So we put all those things together, we've got a great hard-hitting team that gives us a great chance to thrive and survive in the 21st century.
Dr. Gady, you mentioned micronutrients such as vitamin C or vitamin D. It seems so confusing as there are so many. How do you determine what your patients need?
Well, Eric, it is confusing when you're just guessing, and that's the problem. So in our practice, we have a policy of no guessing. So what we do is all our patients get tested. We run standardized blood work that emphasizes micronutrient testing, like you mentioned, things like serum vitamin C, serum vitamin D, selenium, vitamin A, etc. That way we know whether a patient actually needs supplementation in that particular department or not. Additionally, we have urine testing where we can screen for vitamin D deficiency or measure levels of oxidative stress in the body. So we get a little snapshot of where our patients are and what we need to do to get them to where they want to be.
Are there any natural antivirals that could help your patients?
So there are. First thing we need to remember is the coronavirus is new, so we can't speak directly to the coronavirus. But I can tell you, for example, that vitamin C is nature's natural antiviral. Now, it has to be used in the right dosages, in the right way, but we have that, and that has been used historically for respiratory viruses with excellent success. We also have available to us elderberry. Elderberry extract, again, has a long history of use and has some mounting scientific data to support its ability to inhibit viral replication. Both are extremely safe and could be good options for people to discuss with their healthcare practitioner. Finally, there's an amino acid or a variant of an amino acid called cysteine. It's called N-acetylcysteine, and that is able to inhibit one of the inflammatory pathways that viruses use to make more copies of themselves and infect your body. That also is a tool that we can use to support the immune system and increase the likelihood that people will stay strong and well despite what's going on in the environment right now.